What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And I have my beautiful albino, motley, het leopard female boa here, Pinky. She used to have a really nice pink tail when she was first born. Boas get bigger, they get a little yellow, and they sometimes lose some of their pattern, they get spread out. She's big. I had a nice, one of my male leopard het albinos in with her, and I just looked in her huge cage that we've got her in, and I saw she had this red nose, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and there was blood all over the place. It was like smeared all over the place. So of course, the initial thing is I'm like, something's dead. Nothing was dead. The male was in the water bowl hiding, and she was just kind of hanging out there with this little red nose. So obviously the blood came from the nose. Maybe she was rubbing too much. Maybe she was trying to get out of there. Maybe she didn't want to be bred by this male. That's a possibility. I don't know. I didn't see it. So we took her out and cleaned her off. So what I did was I took some wet paper towels, warm wet paper towels, a little soap, cleaned off her nose. I took a little, let me grab this, a little Bactine. This is a little trick I use. Don't spray this stuff on them because it'll get in their breathing and they're not going to like that. You spray a little bit of this Bactine, or you can even, if you have open up the bottle, put a little on a paper towel and then dab their nose just so it's an antiseptic. And the Bactine actually has like something that will numb the area, so they won't really feel it for a little while, which is kind of cool. Take away some of the pain if there is any. And then I took this triple antibiotic cream and I put a little dab right on her nose so that there's no infection. And I'll treat it with that triple antibiotic cream, twice a day now until that heals up. I don't know, like I said, I've never seen her rub before, so I don't know if it was just because she didn't want to be bred. I mean, she's nice and big. She had the year off last year. She's always been a good breeder for me. She's a super sweet snake, and she kind of let me do whatever I wanted to clean her up, and that's because she's a sweetie. It's one of my first boas that I got, and when you get the first boas, those are the ones you handle the most. Usually when you have a lot of them, you don't have the time anymore, and you just don't have the ability to hold them every single day. But she's a sweetheart. Her nose should heal up pretty well. She's in really good shape. She's got some nice size on her, and she's not overweight, but yet she's got good muscle mass on her because we let her recover from last year's or 2 years ago's breeding, and she produced some really nice eclipses that I actually still have that are het albino, and I actually have one albino eclipse or sun eclipse that I'll be breeding this year, hopefully, from 2 years ago. So we're going to go into the snake room here as we do every day, and we're going to take a look and see what we got. Today's feeding day here, so sometimes you don't get too much action once they're done eating. And I don't mind showing a couple feeding videos, but I'm not really big into, like, I don't need to keep showing. I know a lot of people do that because it's sensationalistic, but I'll once in a while I'll show some cool feeding stuff if I think something's like interesting. But by far, I don't really usually show that much in terms of the feeding goes. The boas and carpets I have all pretty much eat frozen thawed, and then of course the ball pythons eat live. So I'm not really going to be showing that too much. It's not necessarily a thing I like. It's one of the worst things I hate about breeding snakes is having to feed rodents to them. Because as a kid growing up, I really bred a lot of rodents just for pets. Mice and rats and hamsters and all kinds of gerbils, that kind of stuff. So anyway, we're gonna take a look. I don't want to belittle this too much. Look at this girl. She's a big girl. Big girl. I love a nice big boa. These just so solid, and such a they move around, they're interesting. She's a sweetheart, like I said, too. So when I saw all that blood, I kind of was a little upset by it, but luckily no one's hurt. Just a little scraped nose. It's like when I cut myself shaving. Actually, I did cut myself shaving right here earlier today. It's kind of like a metaphor for what I was going to find here at the snake room. All right, let's take a look. Look at this little block here. That's pastel inchi het clown with pastel leopard spot nose het clown. And these guys really like each other. She's just so big, and I wanted to just really get more leopard spot nose clown into my projects. So even though I went head to head, I still think it was a good move. So really nice. All right, my Super Fire Diamond boa female has been very hungry lately. She's putting her size back on from slugging out again this past year. So I'm gonna give her another rat. Let's see, we'll give her Yep, that's her second rat. She ate, second medium. Usually she's good for a large. She's still a little skinny. She's still putting her size back on. And she's a good eater when she's hungry, so. we'll leave her and we'll let her digest a little bit. Once again, I told you it's a feeding day, and the boas that are not breeding this year are eating still. I'm still trying to get them back up to weight. The ones that are breeding this year are not eating. The next 8 weeks they'll be fasting and just hanging out with males. Here's a beautiful banana clown, one of my favorite combinations. Banana clowns are just awesome. And this girl has also had pied, so she's been eating really, really well. Now she's a 2020, so she's obviously not going to breed this year, but certainly, hopefully, if she keeps going the way she's going, next year we'll be able to get her paired up. Hopefully, get some. One of my goals, you know, we all have like a set of different things we want to produce. I really want to produce a banana clown pied, since pieds are really my favorites, you know, and I love banana clown, so got to combine all three, right? Yeah, my rodent guy was out of mice today, so we had to get some African soft furs. Now these guys, the little African soft fur rats, are what ball pythons love them. It's like crack for them. This guy's actually a pretty cute little guy too. But these things, some of them are so nasty, they will bite your finger off. Some of them, I had a few of them, I was holding a few of them. Because some of them, for some reason, are hard to pick up at the tail. So I was just picking them up, and a couple of them were really, really nice, and then a couple of them bit my finger pretty hard. So that's the only thing I don't like about dealing with them. They're cute as heck, you know. So look at this one. This one's got a lot of white in them. This looks like a pied African soft fur. A lot of people don't even know what they look like. That's what they look like, you know. There's a bunch of more of them up there. These are some big ones in here. The big ones are nastier than the babies sometimes. And, yeah, that's what we had to deal with. That's what we're feeding today. Crack to the ball pythons. All right, one of my favorite males that is in the breeding rotation this year. He ate a nice medium rat because he's going to get some good work this season. We're going to breed him to a few females. This is an inchi super pastel desert ghost. As you know, the pastel and desert ghost work really well together. And this is also het clown, so a lot of potential with this boy, and we'll let him digest his food, but he's looking really beautiful. Here's a beautiful albino, super orange dream, possibly yellow belly, female, that we produced last year, and she's been growing really nice. She's got some really, really high contrast, and that's because of that super orange dream. At least she's possible super orange dream, but I've produced enough in that clutch that I can kind of see the difference, so I'm pretty sure she's super. I mean, look at the contrast on her saddles, and you can definitely, I didn't think she was yellow belly. There's a possibility of being yellow belly, and she's kind of really got yellow belly-ish looking stuff going on, so I think she's super orange dream albino yellow belly. People don't realize how nice albinos can look if you get the right stuff in them. Orange dream, super orange dream really works well, and you know what, I think it's really underrated. You know, I love albinos. I know everyone loves albinos, but they kind of think it's a dead end in the sense, what else can you produce with it? But really, orange dream really infuses a lot into them. So does like black pastel and dark morphs, GHI. So if anyone's looking, I do have a bunch of super orange dream stuff on the albino stuff on the website on Morph Market. That's one of my nicest dinker project males that I produced. Held it back. Don't know what the heck is going on with this guy, but he keeps getting more interesting as he gets bigger. So we'll have to try to breed him out at some point next year, probably. Oh, he's 20. Maybe he'll go this year. We'll see. I got to figure out what I want to breed him to. Really nice looking. Just thought I'd show him off. He looks kind of cool. He's about to go in shed, but it's all right. There's a banana orange dream freeway. Freeway being the yellow belly asphalt. 50% het pied male. 2020, ready to breed, producing sperm plugs. I might put him up on Morph Market. I think I'm gonna let him go. I wasn't sure. I have his brother from a different parenting from the year prior. I have a 19 version of this, and I can't keep all these males, but I wish I had this many males in BOAS, but I don't. In BOAS, you need more males. Really nice. Anyone's interested, let me know. OD, banana, freeway. And the last little showcase, because this girl just keeps getting better. I'm so happy I held her back. This is in super inchi, disco, hypo, 6% hit rainbow. The reason I wasn't going to keep her originally is because she was only 66% hit rainbow. And I'm like, this girl's gorgeous. I must be crazy if I'm going to let this girl go. And that's why we kept her back. And hopefully she'll prove out rainbow, because I can't even imagine what she would look like with the rainbow on top of that. Just exquisite, exquisite. All these snakes, once again, everyone got fed today, so no one's moving very much. Really beautiful, beautiful girl. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, sometimes snakes get a little hurt or injured, and you got to take them to the vet. Sometimes you can do a little first aid yourself. I'm telling you, triple antibiotic cream is your best friend when it comes to these snakes, because a lot of times, I mean, they can rub it off a little bit, but they don't have hands. Like my kids, you put a little cream on their lip and they're licking it off with their lips and they're wiping it off. Snakes really can't do that. So if they do have some kind of an injury, once you clean it off, triple antibiotic cream, just rub it on there like once or twice a day, and that'll keep at least the bacteria away from growing. And that's important, because snakes heal really well. They sometimes take a little longer because they have slow metabolisms, but they heal well. Just want to you don't want them to get an infection from it, and that's the key. So keep that keep that in mind next time you see anything. I had a blue-tongued skink that got bit, a female that was bit by one of the males that was trying to breed it, and it got infected, and I didn't realize it. And it was all swelled up, and there was like a little bit of like pus coming out of it. So I had to put that blue tongue on triple antibiotic cream, and I gave it injectable antibiotics for at least, I think we did it for like 2 weeks, just to play it safe, because you don't want that bacteria getting into the bloodstream and then it becomes systematized and then you have a problem and then the animal dies fast. So you got to identify infections rapidly, and once again, triple antibiotic cream, clean the wound. Don't start putting tons of peroxide and stuff and alcohol, because what that does is it makes the tissue more necrotic. It breaks down the tissue too much. It's too caustic, too strong. So once you clean it initially, use a triple antibiotic cream. That's the best thing, and just let the thing heal. Don't keep putting peroxide and stuff like that on. I'm telling you, even on your own self, if you cut yourself, you put peroxide on it once, or alcohol once to clean it off. Once it's clean, that's it. Don't keep applying it every day. You're gonna take a lot longer to heal than you think. All right, she's like, let's end this video or I'm gonna choke you out. Just kidding. All right, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.